Hi, I'm Sarah Roy, and I'm going to be talking about doctor-assisted suicide. Imagine yourself suffering from a terminal form of cancer, not being able to do anything about it but wait until your illness takes you. Millions of people around the world go through that each day and live each and every day in pain. Not only do you suffer, but your family members suffer as well. The medical expenses pile up and can get really high. Brittany Maynard was only 29 years old when she started experiencing painfully awful headaches. She went in for testing, and when she finally received the news, it wasn't too good. She received the diagnosis of terminal brain cancer in the spring of 2014. She moved from California to Oregon because in Oregon she could be prescribed medicine that would end her life without pain. Oregon has the Death with Dignity law. It allows her to end her life when she chooses. She didn't think it was fair for fate to choose when she goes. The medication ended her life on November 1st, 2014. Brittany is just one of 14 million people who is diagnosed with cancer every year around the world, and she is just one of 8 million people who are diagnosed with a form of terminal cancer. Doctor-assisted suicide should be legal in our country, and I will state my opinion in 3 main points. Those points being, terminally ill patients suffer until their disease takes them. Billions of dollars are spent each year on hospice care and life support. And this law works in other countries and some states in the United States. First, I'm going to talk about how terminally ill patients are left to suffer until their disease takes them. According to an article published by CNN in 2014, there is 5 states that allow doctor-assisted suicide and 45 states do not support it. The 5 states that do accept the Death with Dignity law, they have to be under certain circumstances. Only a small percent of ill patients do not desire for death to come quickly to them. A scholarly journal published in 2013 by Bioethics states that patients who request for assisted suicide, also known as euthanasia, could be linked to depression, which can lead to frustration, anger, and despair. My first main point only states that only 5 states allow terminally ill patients to choose when their life is ending. Second, billions of dollars are spent on hospice care and life support. In an article written by Richard Meyer, published by KevinMD.com, he states that just last year, over $55 billion was spent on hospice care and life support. During the last 2 to 3 months of patients' lives, but 20 to 30% of those expenses have no impact. In an article published by the news source Time, the author states that on September 11th, California passed the Death with Dignity law after Oregon passed it. For many ill patients, euthanasia is their last choice. To review my second main point, billions of dollars are spent each year to help pay for people on hospice care and life support, but some of those expenses don't have any impact. Third, the plan has worked for other states in the United States and in some other countries. In an article about Death with Dignity laws published in 2013 by Patients' Right Council states that in order for a patient to undergo euthanasia, 2 physicians have to confirm the diagnosis of the patient along with a few other things for them to receive the medication. In an article about euthanasia in the Netherlands, it tells us some guidelines to follow if a patient requests euthanasia. Some of those guidelines are: the patient must be experiencing pain that is unbearable. The patient must be conscious. The request must be voluntary. There must be no other solutions for the problem, and there needs to be 1 other person involved in the decision. In review of my third main point, the plan is working in other states, in some states in the United States and in other countries such as the Netherlands. Action must be taken in order to help the patients die who are suffering. Congress should pass a law that allows states to have the Death with Dignity. Patients should be able to choose their own fate. Doctor-assisted suicide should be legal in the U.S. Imagine yourself suffering from a terminal form of cancer. There's nothing you can do about it but wait it out until the illness takes you. You have to sit in pain every single day, and there's millions of people around the world who go through that each and every day. Not only do you suffer, but your family members suffer as well. The medical expenses can pile up and become really high. Doctor-assisted suicide should be legal in the United States. I stated my opinion in 3 main points, and those main points are: terminally ill patients suffer until their disease takes them. Billions of dollars are spent each year for people on hospice care and life support, and 20 to 30% of those expenses have no impact, and the law has worked for other countries. I challenge you to learn more about euthanasia and see what you can do about it.